point. Good morning and welcome back, folks. And good to see you this wonderful day. It's 8:37. I came on slightly later today, but still did make it here to the broadcast. Let's see if I can put this in front of me here. And we have something new pulled up today. Let me move myself off to the side here so you can see it better. There's mini me over here on the right. And this one, I haven't talked about this before. This is Boyle. So this is, this is cold. This is one of two natural gas leveraged ETPs. And cold is an ETP that goes up when natural gas goes down. Now, I've been watching this one because we had quite a rally in natural gas basically off the lows in the last couple of weeks. And these leveraged ETPs, first of all, there's a couple characteristics that you need to be aware of before you trade them. One is that they decay rapidly. So if you have a 3 times leveraged ETP, it's not going to perform at 3 times what the underlying does. This is because of the way they buy and sell futures to keep it leveraged at 3 times. They're going to end up sort of negative scalping those futures, and thus you get a situation where they decay over time. The other thing is just that these can be a good shot to make money. And I've been looking at this one as natural gas has kind of come off the lows, as I said. So let's first take a quick look at natural gas. I know I'm kind of departing from the norm here, but, try something fun. I learned from Warren Buffett, and I think it's very true, that if you want to make money in the market, you've got to go out there and find stuff for yourself. You can look at what I'm doing or what some other idiot's doing online, but really the opportunity for you personally as a trader is going to come out and find stuff yourself. Now, there's some resources I can point you to. I love looking at barchart.com. They have highest volatility stocks. That's interesting. And you can just go through and look at things. Another great place to look at stuff is to go online to this Thinkorswim and look at the top 10 lists, top 10 gainers. Here's top 10% loss NASDAQ today. And it's going to give you a list of stocks. And you might find something in there that's interesting and pull them up and look at them and look around. You might find something. Obviously, not all stocks have options. But back to the point at hand. So if I type in \NG, that's going to give us natural gas. And we can see over the last year, natural gas has come from $7 down to $2. It got all the way down to $1.96. Now it's $2.62. It got as high as $3 yesterday. And if you look at this chart here, it's kind of this is the last, I guess, maybe month. It's kind of hit a low, and it appears to be bouncing off that low now. It had a big pullback over the last day or two from 3 back down here, which is a huge percentage move. But overall, we're kind of bouncing back here. And so I just had cold pulled up. Boyle is the normal ultra ProShares Trust 2 Ultra Bloomberg ETF for natural gas. And this is going to go up when natural gas goes up. And you can see from a low of 4, we bounced to 6. Now, that's a big percentage move, right? When I first looked at this about a week or two ago, cold was trading 78, and I was thinking maybe I'll sell some calls, but it's risky because it can rip way to the upside. However, that would have been a great trade because now it's down to 50. So now I'm looking at less risky ways to capitalize if this continues its move back down, and it could very easily continue its move back down. And remember, this is going to decay over time. So all of these, there is a slight bias, all things being equal, to the downside because they decay over time. But if we look at, and we call this kind of decay that I'm talking about beta drift, by the way. But if we look here, an option that popped out to me as something possibly interesting is the 50 puts. I went out 73 days to May, and 50 puts are trading $12 and change, and that sounds like a lot of money, but there's a lot of time left till May, and it's it's more than likely that this is going to go back to like $10, right, in the next couple months. So another way to play this would be, instead of buying the 50 puts, maybe buy the 40 puts or even the 30 puts for $2 and just sit on them for a while. And I think it's a good play. Worst comes to worst, if you pay $2 for the 30 puts, the most you can lose is $2, and these could pop if boil stays where it is, or I'm sorry, if cold stays where it is. The theta or time decay on these is going to be minimal. Let's take a look for a second. So if I were to analyze buying these, let's see how this is doing this here. If I were to analyze buying these, it shows $4 a day in decay for one lot. So that's basically negligible. If you bought one of the puts, it would get you short 11 deltas and $4 in theta. So I like this trade just because if we continue to either stay still or kind of come off the lows, rally, that trade's going to work. And it seems likely that since we're sitting on the low, like, I don't know if this is all-time low, but recent time low, we're sitting on the recent time low in natural gas pretty much. It got down to just under 2. Now it's like 250. If we go back once again to the natural gas chart, we can see it's been trading up around 8. Let's go back further. 3-year chart. So 3-year chart actually shows that it was trading lower than this before, and it rallied way up and came back down. So the 3-year chart doesn't look as appealing here. So maybe that's good that we looked at 20-year chart. All right, so 20-year chart isn't going to show us anything. It doesn't have the data for that. 180-day chart looks good versus 180-day chart. So anyways, I like a trade like that where you are you're kind of betting that things are going to go back to the mean, sort of, on that one. Anyways, let's go to Tesla here though and talk about the Iron Condor. Now we have a trade on Tesla, an Iron Condor, and let's take a look at it. Tesla has had relative weakness to the market over the last day, and by that, what I mean by that is that, like, the market was going up and Tesla was going down, or the market was going sideways and Tesla was going down. Not a ton, but a little bit. I'm switching back to my watch list here. And today, again, NASDAQ up 37, Tesla down a little bit. Our current position is showing we are long 45 deltas, collecting 160 a day. And if we do pull up the options screen here for the front month, we can see that we have an Iron Condor on. Now, I have a setting here to look at the number of options I have at each strike. And so if I pull that up here, we can see, no, I want to make sure that I'm not in the way here. I'm not in the way. We can see that I am short 5 call spreads and short 5 put spreads. You can see the calls and the puts on the screen in front of us here. And so if we stay between 190 and 200, this will max out. And so far we're between those prices. I don't know if we'll stay there. It looks like we could start to creep lower here. So here we are. Now, interestingly, I was watching on TV yesterday, actually on CNBC, they had this lunch break thing on Tesla, and they were saying how Tesla is hanging out below its 200-day moving average, and thus around the 220 level is the 200-day moving average. And so Tesla's been unable to get above that 200-day moving average. So I think that's a problem. Now, I'm not a big technical analysis guy. I think it's a bunch of hooey, pretty much. But a lot of other people are really into it, and just the psychological impact of everybody else being really into it makes it kind of fulfill itself sometimes. And the fact that people are talking on TV about the 220 level being a psychological barrier makes it become a reality, just in that it's in these people's minds now. So, so the question is, does Tesla regain its footing and rally above that level and continue to rally or not. The guy on TV was saying, well, Tesla's in this category of stocks that kind of aren't going to go straight up anymore. But we don't know. We don't know if he's right or wrong. In the meantime, I am long 46 deltas and hanging out with this iron condor on. So we will see today. If it starts to break lower, I might unwind the position because it has been shown pretty weak. But if it just kind of hangs in place, then we will hang with it. I had been operating on the theory that any pullback is kind of a buying opportunity. And just from the chart in front of us, you can see we have come off the lows and we've been in this little area for a while. A couple days ago, we kind of got to the lowest end of the area that we've come to in a while, which is right there at the 185 level. And so Tesla could break lower. It's a monster of a stock. So I'm gonna remain limber myself and not and be willing to kind of adjust and just bail out of this if it starts to really not work. I'm not super committed to this idea that Tesla is just going to rally from here, and I don't want to lose money. So I'm going to be careful with this position. In the meantime, I am looking at Boyle. I think it's an interesting thought to look at that. And I'm going to look around at some other stocks that are of interest. Goldman Sachs, for example. Anyways, those are my thoughts coming into today's trading session. We'll see what happens. Yesterday was a small loser day for me. If you look at Tesla and the action, if I go to a 5-day, 5-minute chart, you can see yesterday was basically a down move. And I essentially got long around 194 and change yesterday, and I was long like 100 deltas down at 194.50, I would say, and it just didn't work, right? And so I bailed out of 3/4 of the deltas on the close. On the close, I got rid of everything except 35 deltas, and we've broken down from there. So I didn't trade badly yesterday, I would say. It was good that I got out of most of my risk on the close because it did move lower after that, but it was a loser day. Every day can't be a winner with trading. People that say it can are lying to you, so don't watch people that are lying to you. Anyways, that's where we stand right now. I appreciate you watching, and we're going to have, as I said, more stuff is coming to the channel soon. Interviews, more VIX coverage, more lessons on options. So stick with me, and I will stick with you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
You're watching Famous on YouTube.
We're going to have, as I said, more stuff is coming to the channel soon. Interviews.